Welcome to the House of Maths. This is my section on quadratic equations, and today I'm going to be looking at using the quadratic formula. So I've put up here the quadratic formula. Remember, you need to know this. If you're doing GCSE maths, commit that to memory because it's going to be very useful. Now, if you've got a quadratic that you cannot factorise, you're going to want to use the formula to solve it. So here's a quadratic. Let's just use the formula. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the b. Remember, this is the b. Should perhaps if I just write above it the general form of a quadratic, like so. This one's the b. So we're going to get minus b. So that's minus 6. Then we've got our plus or minus. And we've got b squared, so that's going to be 6 squared minus 4 times a, which is the 3 here, times c, which is the minus 1. And that's all over 2 times a, which is 2 times 3. So all I've done there is I've just put the numbers into the formula. And now I'm just going to simplify this a bit. So 6 squared is 36, and I've got 4 times 3 is 12, times minus 1 is minus 12. So I've got 36 minus 12, and that's over 2 times 3, which is 6. So in here we've got minus 6 plus or minus, and that's going to be, we're going to add this here, aren't we? Because we've got these two negatives, so we're going to get 48 over 6. What we can do here, we can simplify this a little bit. Now, hopefully that you know how to manipulate surds. I will be doing some videos on this in the future, but I'm going to assume that you do know that at this present time. So this, we could write that as put the minus 6 plus or minus. We could write this 48 as 4 root 4 times root 4 times root 3, because 4 times 4 is 16, times 3 is 48. And I'm going to put that over 6. And then hopefully you can see that root 4 is 2 and root 4 is 2 here. So I can do minus 6 plus or minus, this is going to be 2 times 2, which is 4. Root 3 over 6, like so. And we could just simplify it a little bit more. Minus 6 over 6 is minus 1. Then we've got plus or minus, and then we've got 4 over 6, which is the same as 2/3 root 3. Okay, so that is the solution. Notice that there are two solutions here, one where this is positive and one where it's negative. Okay, so we could work out those from that. Okay, let's have a look at another one. Okay, here's another quadratic. Now, what we've got to do here, we've got to be careful. We've got a minus 7 here, so our b term is a negative term. It's got negative b here. So we're going to get, when we substitute this in, we're going to have negative, and then we're going to put in the b as negative 7. I put it in brackets there just to show that it is a negative 7. So we've still got that negative outside here. And then we can add the other terms. So we've got b squared, so that's minus 7 squared minus 4 times a, which is 4, times c, which is minus 1, over 2 times a, which is 4. Okay, now we can go about simplifying this. So here, minus 7 is going to give us a positive 7. And again, we've got a negative 7 that we're squaring, so that's negative 7 times negative 7, which is positive 49. Okay, so in there we're going to get 49. And then we've got -4 times 4, 16, times -1 is -16, so it's minus 16. 2 times 4 is 8. Let's simplify this a little bit more. So we've got 7 plus or minus. So we're going to, because we've got these two negatives, we're going to add these together. So 49 plus 16, 65 over 8. Okay, so you could write that if you wanted to. Like so. Now the root 65 isn't going to get any simpler than that. You could write root 5 times root 11. No, not root 5 times root 5 times 13, root 13. That's not going to make it any nicer. So that's good enough like that. Okay, so that's how we use the quadratic formula to solve quadratics, especially those that don't factorise. Okay, you could also use completing the square, but the formula works quite nicely there. So you've got two examples. The main thing to watch out for is that if the b term is negative, just watch that you put in this negative here and then substitute in the negative term here. Otherwise you might go wrong. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, hit the like button and more content later.